a shy cowboy, a frightened mail-order bride, and one simple wooden ring. But when Clara stepped off that stagecoach, neither of them knew their broken pasts were about to collide and change the lonely Montana plains forever. The wind rolled low across the Montana plains as the stagecoach rattled toward Dusty Creek, carrying a young woman who clutched her suitcase as if it held her whole past. Clara May Whitlock had answered an advertisement for a mail-order bride, not out of eagerness, but out of a quiet fear of being forgotten in a world that moved on without her. When she stepped down onto the sun-scorched dirt, she spotted him, Jonas Carter, tall, broad-shouldered, with a weather-worn hat tipped low over kind, uncertain eyes. He looked like a man who'd carried more sorrow than supplies on his saddle. "Miss Clara?" he asked, voice softer than she'd expected. She nodded, her throat drying. "That'd be me." They rode in silence toward his homestead, a small cabin resting lonely against the vast horizon. The place looked tired, as if waiting a long while for someone to breathe life back into it. Jonas dismounted first, then hesitated before reaching into his coat pocket. "Clara," he said slowly, "I ain't a man of fancy words, but I reckon I ought to give you this." He held out a little box carved clumsily from juniper wood. She blinked, surprised. "Wait, you're putting that inside me?" she stammered, hands freezing halfway. Jonas's eyes widened. "Inside your hands, ma'am, just meant for you to hold." His awkwardness melted her nerves, and she let out a trembling laugh as she accepted the box. Inside lay a simple silver ring, polished but old, its edges softened by time. "It was my ma's," he said, voice thickening. "Only thing I got left of her. I want you to have it, but only if you choose to stay." Clara's fingers brushed the metal, cool as creek water. She felt the weight of his trust, the kind that didn't need big gestures, only quiet honesty. "I didn't come all this way to turn back," she whispered. "Not if you want me here." Jonas bowed his head, shoulders shaking with a relief he couldn't speak out loud. The wide plains seemed to breathe with them as the sun sank low, casting gold over the homestead. Clara slipped the ring onto her finger. It fit snug, warm, like it had been waiting for her all along, and for the first time in years Jonas smiled. A real smile, the kind that promised beginnings instead of endings.